Hello all. Today we are continuing the next session. We are discussing the February 2023's Secure Initiative. Okay. Indian culture will cover the salient aspects of art forms, literature, and architecture from ancient to modern times. So we are discussing three questions in February's Secure Synopsis. Okay, what are geo-heritage sites and geo-relics? Evaluate the potential of draft geo-heritage sites and geo-relics. Preservation and Maintenance Bill 2022 in conservation of the natural wealth possessed in geo-heritage sites and geo-relics. Next question is, India has always had a very strong theater and storytelling tradition, making it an important part of our heritage. But due to this onslaught of digital entertainment, theater faces an existential crisis. Analyze. Next question. The various folk arts forms found in India reflect its cultural diversity and are characterized by distinct regional variations. Explain with examples. Okay. So the first question is, what are geo-heritage sites and geo-relics? Evaluate the potential of draft geo-heritage sites and geo-relics. Preservation and Maintenance Bill 2022 in conservation of the natural wealth possessed in geo-heritage sites and geo-relics. Okay. The key demand of this question is to write about geo-heritage sites and geo-relics and the potential of draft geo-heritage sites and geo-relics, preservation and maintenance bill 2022 in conserving them. Okay, so the structure of the answer should be in IBC format, intro, body, conclusion. Okay, so in the introduction started by defining geo-heritage sites and geo-relics. In body, first a small representative map indicating major geo-heritage sites and geo-relics of India. Next, draft geo-heritage sites and geo-relics preservation and maintenance bill 2022, which has been proposed. Write about its strength and its limitations about the bill in conserving the geo-heritage and sites and relics. Okay, next, write about the steps that must be taken in order to holistically conserve geo-heritage sites and relics. Okay, in conclusion, conclude by writing a way forward. Okay, so in introduction, geo-heritage refers to the geological features which are inherently or culturally significant, offering insight to Earth's evolution or history to Earth's science. Okay. Sorry. Okay, geo-heritage refers to the geological features which are inherently or culturally significant, offering insight to Earth's evolution or history to Earth science, or that can be utilized for education. Okay, Geological Survey of India, GSI, is a parent body which is making efforts towards identification and protection of geo-heritage sites or national geological monuments in the country. Geo-relic is defined as any relic or material of a geological significance or interest like sediments, rocks, minerals, meteorite, or fossils. The GSI will have the power to acquire geo-relics for its preservation and maintenance. Okay, the background. Geological Survey of India, GSI, established in 1851, comes under Ministry of Mines. Oh, Ministry of Mines investigates and assesses coal and other mineral resources of the country through regional level exploration. Okay, it declares geo-heritage sites or national geological monuments, and along with respective state governments takes necessary measures to protect these sites. Okay, the 32 geo-heritage sites are spread across 13 states. Okay, 32 geo-heritage sites are spread across 13 states, and despite identifying these sites, there are concerns over their preservation, including fossil parks. Example, Sivalik Fossil Park, Himachal Pradesh. Geological marvels, example, Lonar Lake, Maharashtra. Rock mountains, example, Peninsular Gneiss, Karnataka. Okay. Features of geo-heritage sites and geo-relics, preservation and maintenance bill 2022. it would authorize the central government to declare a geoheritage site to be of national importance. This would be under the provisions of the right to fair compensation and transparency in land acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013, RFCTLARR Act. Okay, through a public notification in the official gazette, the government would spell out what areas were to be acquired by it, and objections to this can be raised within 2 months. Okay, provision is made for compensation to the owner or occupier of land who incurs loss or damage from the land due to the exercise of any power under this act. Okay, the market value of any property will be ascertained in accordance with the principles set out in the RFCTLARR Act. Right to fair compensation and transparency in land acquisition, rehabilitation, and resettlement act 2013. Okay, the bill imposes a prohibition on construction, reconstruction, repair or renovation of any building within the geo-heritage site area or utilization of such area in any other manner, except for construction for preservation and maintenance of geo-heritage site or any public work essential to the public. Okay, penalties for destruction, removal, defacement, or contravention of any direction issued by the Director General GSI in the geo-heritage site are mentioned. Okay, there is a penalty of imprisonment which may extend to 6 months, or fine which may extend to 5 lakh rupees or both. Okay, in the case of continuing contravention, additional fine up to 50,000 Rs 50,000 rupees for every day of continuing contravention may be imposed. Okay, criticisms. The need for preservation of such sites and particular laws for them has been felt for long. But as a science article points out, there are concerns over the distribution of power as mentioned in the bill. Gundupalli V.R. Prasad, a paleontologist at the University of Delhi, who was recently leading the team that discovered titanosaur nests in Madhya Pradesh, told Science the GSI has been given sweeping powers. Okay, it points to how the GSI has the authority to acquire any material of geological significance, including sediments, rocks, minerals, meteorites, and fossils, as well as sites of geological importance. The issue of land acquisition for the purpose of safeguarding these sites could also lead to issues with local communities. Okay, conclusion. The experts call for the creation of a more inclusive body akin to a national geo-heritage authority that can more democratically decide locations of geo-historical significance and how best to preserve them. Okay. The experts call for the creation of a more inclusive body akin to a national geo-heritage authority that can more democratically decide locations of geo-historical significance and how best to preserve them. Okay, let's move to the next question. India has always had a very strong theater and storytelling tradition, making it an important part of our heritage. But due to the onslaught of digital entertainment, theater faces an existential crisis. Analyze. Okay, so the key demand of this question is to write about the rich heritage of Indian theater and impact of digital entertainment on it. Okay, the directive word here is analyze. When asked to analyze, you must examine methodically the structure or nature of the topic by separating it into component parts and present them in a summary. Okay. So in the introduction, begin by giving context of Indian theatre since ancient times. In the body, first write about the development of theatre right throughout ancient, medieval, and modern India. Then write about the importance of Indian theatre, cite examples to substantiate. Next, write about to the impact of digital entertainment on theatre and how it now faces an existential crisis today. Next, write about the ways to promote traditional India theater and generate bigger audiences. Conclusion, conclude by writing a way forward. Okay. Introduction. The theater is a fusion of music, dance, drama, stylized speech, and spectacle. As an art form, theater is steeped in the local identity and native culture of our country. India is home to hundreds of arts and crafts that have survived since ancient times. Each state has its own strong tradition of fine arts, performing arts, and crafts. In olden times, when there were few means of entertainment, these arts not only entertained people, but were also a medium to pass on the knowledge of ancient religious scriptures, myths, and folk tales that often had a moral message imbued in them. Okay, so in the body evolution of Indian theater, then we will discuss about the significance of theater as an art form. Then they are facing some existential crisis, so we will discuss that also. And finally, conclusion. Okay, so, evolution of Indian theatre, ancient India and Sanskrit theatre. Natya Shastra also elucidates the different types of plays, the major type Rubaga or the minor type Ubba Rubaga. Okay, Rubaga consists of 10 varieties out of which the Nadaga are plays based on myths and heroic tales, and the Prakarana are plays based on fictitious stories were less important characters are dominant. Okay, folk theater. Folk theater is a composite art form in India with a fusion of elements from music, dance, pantomime, versification, epic and ballad recitation, graphic and plastic arts, religion, and festival peasantry. Indian folk theater can be broadly divided into two broad categories, religious and secular, giving rise to the ritual theater and the theater of entertainment, respectively. The two forms thrived together, mutually influencing each other. Most often, the folk and traditional forms are mainly narrative or vocal, that is, singing and recitation based like Ram Leela, Ras Leela, Naudangi, and Swang, without any complicated gestures or movements and elements of dance. While most of these theatrical styles have their own unique form dependent on their local customs, they differ from one another in execution, staging, costume, makeup, and acting style. Although there are some broad similarities, the South Indian forms emphasize on dance forms like Kathakali and Krishnanatam of Kerala and actually qualify as dance dramas, while the North Indian forms emphasize on songs like the Khayal of Rajasthan, the March of Madhya Pradesh, Naudangi of Uttar Pradesh, and Swang of Punjab, the, the Jatra of Bengal, Tamasha of Maharashtra, and the Bawai of Gujarat stress on dialogues in their execution. The later two emphasize on comedy and satire. Okay, puppet theater also flourished at many places in India. Okay, Shadow, Gombeyata of Karnataka, Ravana Chaya of Orissa, Glove Gobalila of Orissa, Pavai Kutu of Tamil Nadu, okay, Dole, Bommelatam of Tamil Nadu and Mysore state, and Pudul Nach of Bengal. String puppets, Kathputli of Rajasthan and Sakhi Kundai of Orissa are some of the popular forms in vogue. Dramatic art can also be found in some of the solo forms of Indian classical dance like Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Odissi, and Mohiniyattam, and folk dances like the Gambira and Purulia Chau of Bengal, Serai Chavu of Bihar, and Mayurbanj Chau of Orissa. Dramatic content is even woven into the ritual ceremonies in some areas, particularly those of Kerala, with its Mudiyettu and Theyyam. Okay, modern Indian theatre. started after the advent of British in India. The British developed Calcutta in the east, Bombay and Surat in the west, and Madras in the south as important centers of trade and administration. They also set up theaters in these cities for their entertainment. Okay, significance of theater as an art form. In the art form of theater, age-old forms, customs, and the desire to improvise are intermingled. It serves as a platform for continuance of traditions and customs. Okay, it also serves as a platform to hold mirror to the society for its act of omission and commission. Example, during the national movement in India, theaters were used as platform to spread national consciousness. Okay, it provides a source of livelihood for the actors and others involved in theater business. Okay, some of the globally acclaimed Indian artists had their skills honed in the theater. Example, Nasiruddin Shah, Irfan Khan, Dr. Rajkumar, Shabana Asmi, etc. Okay, facing existential crisis, digital media and OTT is making all modes of entertainment including movies, series, reality shows, accessible to people from their smartphones and TVs. The penchant for art forms of theater is vanishing even in rural India as smartphone penetration is high. The pandemic led to the huge losses to theater production that revival has become difficult. Audience also does not prefer to physically sit through performances due to fast content consumption. Okay, conclusion. It is time for India theater. Also, it is time for India theater also to adapt to technology and integrate with it to keep alive our rich cultural heritage. The professional theater world is changing so fast with technology. This gives an opportunity to work with cutting edge software and hardware to see how it all comes together. Okay. Next question is the various folk art forms found in India reflect its cultural diversity and are characterized by distinct regions